Good afternoon and welcome back to another ironic introduction to another video. Today I am going to talk about the maintenance compensation. If you only care about my crystal opening, there'll be a link in the description below for a timestamp there. If you only care about my judgment on whether or not I think these rewards or compensation is justified or fair, feel free to skip to that timestamp in the description below. But that said, the post is as follows. So greetings summoners, we apologize for unexpected maintenance on November 8th. This problem caused several issues across the battle realm, but should now be resolved. Compensation for this issue has been attached to this message. Tap below to claim it now. This does not include compensation for Alliance Wars or Alliance War seasons. Further calculation is still required before compensation shall be sent out for issues regarding that area of the contest. Thank you for your patience and support, the game team. So that said, I'll put a timestamp in here because now it's just a matter of talking about the compensation and whether or not I think it's fair. So I do want to preface this with, based on what I've seen in my alliance, it looks like the compensation is tiered based on story progression. And that doesn't say it here, but I did see someone in my alliance who is not Cavalier. They are only uncollected, has 7,500 5-star shards. And so my guess is that the 5-star shards and it looks like the 6-star shards, etc., are tiered. But even then, if you're not Cavalier, less 5-star shards doesn't feel as good when you're comparing apples to apples. But you got to remember, like, the compensation, the rewards in the game have always been tiered. So there is kind of like a residual amount of expectation there, but also the fact that the value of shards is significantly inflated depending on where you are in the game. So I personally think this is okay. And you know what? I'm not in a fair position here being Cavalier, but having pushed Cavalier personally, I do know for a fact that the difference between being uncollected and being Cavalier and the content you're looking at, like 5 stars and their values, are very, 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 very skewed. So like all the way up until Cavalier, I could do everything with 4 stars. So I just want to say that I personally think tiered compensation is fair, but hey, if you disagree, feel free to let me know in the comments. And you know, we can talk about it because sometimes the community needs to band together and figure that stuff out. That said, from a Cavalier perspective, I want to go over these compensations. So I think that 1,000 6-star shards, that's a great amount of 6-star shards. 6-star shards are very slow to obtain. 1,000 is plenty there. I think a whole 5-star hero crystal, I think this was like the peak of what I was hoping for from Kabam. I'm not gonna lie, I was always thinking they needed to give us at least 10,000 5-star shards for people to like back off, because I think that at that full 5-star hero crystal is where people are like, okay, yeah, this compensation is serious, right? I think my critical criticism here is they could have sent out 10,000 5-star shards because there's a good number of players in the community who prefer to roll features. So like a regular 5-star crystal isn't as exciting to them, and they'd honestly rather just have 2/3 of a featured. And I don't think a full featured was necessary in this kind of compensation, but I did want to point that out just kind of as like a differentiation there. But hey, full 5-star crystal, it's really hard to complain about that, right? We are getting those level 2 revives. 5 is actually what I asked for. I think I asked for 3, maybe 3. So 5 is actually more than I asked for. 15 level 5 health potions, those are great. I do wish that these were not level 2s, but maybe like level 3s, but you know, small complaint there. A good amount of glory because many people were affected in Alliance Quest. I bet that this glory is actually prorated based on where your Alliance rates ranked in the Alliance Quest, but anybody has more information, I would love to see and kind of get just like proof of that, because I do feel like this amount of glory is not a lot for people higher up in the Alliance Quest, but people lower down, 2,000 is a really like large amount. For me, it's a sizable chunk. So I think that that's important. 2 level 3 Alliance team revives, that's pretty fair, and 4 level 4 Alliance health potions, also pretty fair. And then these 5 energy refills, this is definitely overkill, I feel. I think that 2 to 3 is what I estimated for what we lost in downtime, but 5, that's a absolutely good time for the overcompensation. The only thing we don't have here is units, which is something I specifically wanted because of the amount of lost time for grinding arena. But I am going to say, for the most part, the overall compensation and that full 5-star crystal overall makes it worth it. That said, that 5-star crystal is something I'm going to open right now because why would I tease it? So that said, I will pop open this 5-star crystal. I have a Grandmaster crystal I'll pop open afterwards. Let's see. My last one was a Black Panther Civil War. That one hurt. Spin this one out. Give me something good. Come on, Kabam. You know what I want. Tease me with that double Emma Frost. I'll dupe my ghost, not Psylocke. Come on, man. Ugh. Kabam, kabam, kabam. I already have a Psylocke. I would have loved to dupe my ghost or the Ghost Rider. That hurts. At least her awakened ability is relevant. My friend is like ranking up Psylocke and trying to justify it to me, but I run recoil, so it's useless for me. But hey, what are you gonna do? That's just how it goes. It was a free 5-star crystal, but definitely turns out that one was not worth it for me. And then the Grandmaster crystal to just kick him in the face. That said, guys, those are the compensations. I hope your compensation spins out better. If you're not uncollected or you are uncollected and you're not Cavalier, let me know what your compensation is so I can kind of see and judge, and we can discuss maybe it's not fair across the board. But as a Cavalier player, and mostly as a newly Cavalier player, I feel like this compensation was good. I was already in a pretty reasonable understanding state for Kabam, just because that's my personality and attitude towards games. But I know that for a lot of people, if you're pushing harder, or you're in a more strict alliance, or you're a more competitive alliance, more compensation feels due. Bear in mind, we do have more Alliance War compensation coming our way. That said, I will talk to you all later.